In this intense movie, Russian President Putin's navy faces a deadly monster in the Arctic, but American courage and brotherhood still win. Subscribe now to witness this intense fight for survival. The story begins in the Arctic Ocean, where Julia and Oscar are installing a sonar device underwater and running an experiment when Oscar suddenly receives an emergency call warning him that a powerful storm is approaching and they must evacuate immediately. At the same time, a Russian submarine detects a high-intensity noise coming from a distance, and the crew is shocked to see the sea level slowly rising around them. Meanwhile, Julia's scanners start giving false readings, and the ice surrounding their camp begins to crack and collapse. Realizing they are running out of time, Oscar urges Julia to leave at once, but she insists on finishing the experiment first. As the weather worsens, Julia finally agrees, jumps onto Oscar's snowmobile, and they speed away, but the ice breaks far. Faster than they expected, inside the submarine, the crew discovers the sounds are not waves but something biological, meaning a living creature is in the ocean. Before they can react, a massive creature slams into the submarine, setting off alarms as it drags them violently downward. On the surface, Julia and Oscar desperately try to escape as the ice shatters behind them, but a terrifying ice storm rises ahead. Panicking, Oscar loses control. The snowmobile crashes and explodes, and when they regain consciousness, their camp has already been destroyed by the storm. Underwater, the creature continues attacking the submarine, forcing the crew to open fire in a desperate fight for survival. In the light, they suddenly see several massive tentacles of the creature, and before the team can understand what those tentacles really are, the creature attacks the submarine again and completely destroys it. Just before sinking, the captain gives a last-second order to release an emergency signal so the Navy can locate and rescue them as soon as it's received. The very next day, Russian Marine headquarters picks up the signal and learns that their submarine has gone missing, leaving the officers shaken because it was carrying extremely powerful weapons. Without delay, they order a rescue mission to recover those weapons and appoint Victor as the team leader, who is actually the missing captain's brother. When Victor's mother learns about the mission, she is deeply worried, but finally gives him his late father's watch as a good luck charm. Carrying the watch, Victor leaves for the mission and meets his father's old friend, Admiral Olshansky, a strict and hot-tempered officer also assigned by headquarters. As Victor boards the submarine, several crew members complain about being called back before their leave ended, but he tells them nothing. Meanwhile, Julia and Oscar are still wandering through the brutal ice storm, completely broken, with no food, no shelter, and no satellite signal. Desperate to escape, Julia searches for a signal and nearly falls into a deep crevasse before Oscar saves her. When the phone finally gets signal, Julia quickly contacts an oil rig company, but the storm's roar is so loud that no one understands her, and within seconds the signal drops and the call cuts off. Julia and Oscar are almost completely out of hope, but Oscar still fires a flare gun as one last chance to survive, when Julia suddenly notices a red light glowing on the ice surface ahead. Wondering what it could be, they rush toward it and soon realize it's the same emergency signal released by the missing submarine's captain. Both of them know for sure that the Russian military will come searching for the signal, so Julia tells Oscar they should stay right there. After hours of travel, Victor's submarine finally reaches the location where his brother's submarine disappeared, and they also have the exact coordinates of the emergency signal. Victor orders his team to move in, but instead of a submarine, they find two exhausted geologists in terrible condition and quickly bring them aboard. Victor has a hidden reason for rescuing them. He wants to learn what really happened to his brother's submarine. When he questions Julia, she admits she has no clear answer. At first, she believed their sonar experiment caused an explosion that triggered an undersea earthquake, but after checking her equipment, she realized no device recorded any seismic activity that day. That's when Julia became convinced such destruction couldn't be caused by an earthquake, but by a sea creature. Hearing this reminds Victor of a strange incident from the previous day, when their radar detected unusual signals, later revealed to be a pod of whales repeatedly ramming the submarine, as if trying to block their path. Admiral Olshansky ordered low-frequency signals to drive them away, but Victor refused, knowing it could seriously harm the whales. But Admiral Olshansky refuses to listen to Victor at all. As soon as the low-frequency signal is activated, the whales scatter, only to return moments later, leaving the crew stunned. Suddenly, they detect another strange signal rising from the ocean depths, and one by one, the whales begin to flee. When the crew analyzes the signal, they witness a massive creature that captures a whale in a single strike and then starts moving toward their submarine. Admiral Olshansky immediately orders an attack, but Victor stops him, insisting they cannot attack an unknown being. Instead, Victor orders the submarine into a nearby narrow ice crevice, convinced such a huge creature won't be able to enter, and he's right. Following Victor's command, the team hides deep underwater. The creature loses sight of them and eventually retreats, saving everyone's lives through a single bold decision. After hearing Julia's full story, Victor realizes this is the same creature that shattered the ice and destroyed the first submarine. Julia, a Swedish citizen who has believed in sea monsters since childhood, wants no part of this nightmare. She begs Victor to drop her and Oscar at the oil rig company she contacted, believing the creature can't reach there. When Victor checks the location, he finds it's nearby and agrees. But on the way, the strange signal appears again, unseen as the creature crawls beneath the seabed toward them. Just as they near the rig and attempt contact, the sea erupts. Giant tentacles burst out, instantly destroying the steel oil rig. Looking through the telescope, Victor finally sees the creature's true form, a colossal octopus. The moment the team sees the creature's face, they are left completely stunned, but before anyone can react, the entire oil rig sinks into the ocean. With no other option left, Victor's team is forced to flee as the octopus, after destroying the rig, turns toward their submarine. Enraged, Admiral Olshansky takes command and orders 2 torpedoes to be fired, but the attack fails. The octopus survives and becomes even more furious. It charges straight at the submarine, terrifying Olshansky, who quickly hands control back to Victor. Taking command, Victor orders the submarine to change direction, and although they escape the direct assault, one massive tentacle slams into the hull, damaging critical parts and causing the submarine to start sinking. The creature attacks again, setting the torpedo room on fire and trapping nearly 7 crew members inside as the octopus tries to drag the submarine down, surrounding it from all sides. Victor orders complete silence, knowing sea creatures are drawn to sound, and even halts firefighting efforts, allowing carbon monoxide to build up. His risky plan works. The Kraken, hearing nothing, retreats. The trapped crew are rescued and treated, with Oscar and Julia helping Victor and earning the crew's trust. Later, Julia explains that legends say Krakens sleep for centuries, and her explosions may have awakened it, driving it to seek revenge. Julia warns that if they want to survive, they must shut down the sonar, then explains that octopuses drag their prey into underwater caves, which means Victor's brother's submarine should be near Julia's old camp. As they're talking, an officer hears a strange signal in a recording made during silent mode, and it's coming from the exact location of Julia's camp. Victor briefs his crew and decides to head into that deadly zone to save his brother and the others, even though some crew members strongly disagree, arguing their weapons are useless against such a terrifying octopus, and they should escape immediately. But as captain, Victor chooses duty over fear and moves forward, forcing the reluctant crew to follow. They soon reach a massive, dangerous trench, and Victor descends into it using a mini-submarine, taking 2 officers with him. Deep below, they discover hundreds of sunken ships, proving Julia's Kraken story is horrifyingly real. They then find Victor's brother's submarine, partly intact, dock the mini-sub to it, and inside discover Alexander and his crew alive. Victor is overwhelmed with joy and disbelief, and Alexander explains they survived by staying in silent mode. With limited space, Victor plans a 2-trip rescue, sending the first group up while staying behind with his brother. But halfway through, the Kraken awakens again. As Victor and Alexander struggle to activate special missiles, the computer finally powers on and the missiles come online. Just as the Kraken is about to attack the main submarine, a tracker on the mini-sub accidentally activates, and the sound draws the creature toward it. Seizing the moment, Admiral Olshansky orders the main submarine to surface, while Victor and Alexander enter the launch codes and activate the missiles. But the Kraken reaches them in time, its massive tentacles wrapping tightly around Victor's submarine. Facing death, the 2 brothers speak over the radio, apologizing for their past mistakes, yet they refuse to give up. Before the Kraken can destroy them, they press the switch together, triggering a massive explosion that engulfs the creature in flames, sending a beam of light tearing through the Arctic ice into the sky. As the submarine floods and sinks, the brothers race for the mini-sub, but a violent wave separates them. Victor manages to grab Alexander and pull him inside, only to realize the mini-sub is stuck to the sinking wreck while the missile is seconds from detonating. Remembering the emergency lever, Victor pulls it with all his strength, and the mini-sub breaks free just in time. Above the surface, time drags on, and one by one the crew members begin to lose hope, convinced the sea has claimed both brothers. Silence hangs heavy until suddenly the ocean breaks open, and the mini-sub bursts into view with Victor and Alexander alive inside. The moment turns into pure relief as the crew erupts with cheers, disbelief, and tears of joy. Later, in a quiet, emotional moment, Victor offers his late father's watch to Alexander, but Alexander gently refuses, telling him that Victor earned it through courage and sacrifice. Soon after, the submarine returns safely to Russia, where the brothers reunite with their family, finally free from fear. What once seemed like a doomed, impossible mission ends as a hard-won victory, marked by survival, brotherhood, and redemption. If this epic battle with the Kraken kept you on edge, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. Did you expect the brothers to survive that final explosion?